Hi, I'm Morgan Kawaguchi with Own Physical Therapy and Pilates located in Asheville, North Carolina. Today we're going to go through a nice series that will help recruit deep core musculature from the abdominals all the way to mid-thoracic stabilizers and into the deep cervical stabilizers. So a couple of items that you're going to need. This is a prep heavy movement series, but I think you can work your way through it. I like to use this foam half roll. It's a nice soft roll because we're going to be lying on it. You want whatever you're lying on to be nice and soft. You don't want to be using a hard, like say the black foam. That's the most dense foam. If you don't have a half foam roll, you can use a yoga blanket rolled along, and you just want it to be long enough for your entire spine, from your sacrum to the base of your skull, to be able to be on that, okay? Or a beach towel. The other piece that's important, you want this, whatever surface you're gonna be using, to be thick enough that it's gonna raise you up off of your mat or floor, wherever you're doing these, enough to give your shoulder blades a place to go. You'll see what I mean here in a second. The other few items that you're going to need are a TheraBand or some sort of resistance. I don't love weights for this, just because sometimes it's just a lot to keep up with. Prefer the band, and I've got a medium resistance here. Yellow's the easiest in the TheraBand world. Red's the next difficult. And then a few other props you may want to have on hand if you do have them. It's your magic circle. And then I will also be going through some stabilization on the 9-inch inflatable Pilates ball. Now, if you don't have this, you can use your foam roll, your beach ball, your beach blanket. You can also use a grocery store ball. I'm talking about like the $2.99 ones that come out of the big bin. And deflate that just a little bit, because you don't want it all the way full, because then it's too hard, it's too difficult. If you can deflate it just a little bit, it gives it a flat surface to sit on, but yet enough instability that you still need to work, okay? So grab your foam roll or your beach towel, your yoga blanket, and go ahead and put that on your mat. You want this to be long ways again. And you're gonna work so that your tailbone is on one end, and then the base of the head or the skull is on the other end. Your legs are gonna be bent with your feet on the floor. You're gonna grab your resistance band. And then a couple of key important pieces to think about here. You don't want your chin jutting up towards the sky. You wanna tuck that down just a little bit so that the back of the skull kind of goes up your foam roll or your blanket, okay? The other piece you want to think about is keeping your belly button drawn towards your spine. That helps turn on those deep abdominals, transverse abdominis, okay? So you're going to take your red band, you're going to hold just shoulder distance apart. You know, we're not super wide, just shoulder distance. And the other piece I want you to think about is hug the foam roll or the beach blanket or whatever you've got with your shoulder blades, okay? You'll feel everything just kind of just kick on to work to hold you here, okay? So from here, inhale, exhale, you're gonna pull your band apart. Again, hug your shoulder blades into that foam roll, and then return back to the starting position. And 2, and back in. Exhale as you draw out to the sides, and back in. Exhale, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and one more, 8. Now we're going to add some diagonal movements. Once you take your left hand, you're going to hold that TheraBand right at the left hip. You're gonna flip how you're holding this, so you've got the tail coming between your thumb and finger, and that's just gonna be held right over the shoulder. From here, we inhale, exhale, draw your thumb towards the wall over your head, and if you're thinking about it in the clock position, you're headed towards the 1 o'clock, and then draw back to starting. And then Exhale, 1 o'clock. And you want that shoulder blade to be moving down and back. And kind of hugging again around your foam roll or your blanket. Three more. Belly button drawn towards the spine. Chin down. 2. And 1. Good. Switch hands. So you switch the way you're holding the band again. Right hand comes down towards the hip. Left hand comes towards the ceiling. Now you don't want to feel like you're punching the ceiling. You want that arm to be straight, but hug the shoulder blade around that foam roll. From here we inhale. Exhale right up towards 11 o'clock if we're still thinking of the clock. And then back to starting. And 2. And 3. 4. And 5. 6. 7. And 8. Good. Come all the way back in, and very carefully we're going to roll to one side and come off of your foam roll. From here you can either use your band. We're going to stay in this kind of sitting position with your legs bent. You can either tie the band around your knees into a simple bow, because we just need a little cueing for a little external rotation. I like to use my magic circle for this one. So thread your feet through. You want the outsides of your knees into those pads. And from here, I like to start with my feet together, hands into the mat, nice and strong, chins down. Inhale, exhale. We're just gonna bridge. So lift those hips up. We're not articulated. And then right back down. Articulated is a thing. It's just not this thing. Inhale. Exhale, send those hips up nice and tall, and then back down. I like to stay away from the articulated, especially in these videos, because it really can kick on hamstring quite a bit, which is great. However, I like to work the muscles of the abdominals, and there's just some specific cueing that can happen in person. It's just a little bit better. Inhale and up. Now from here you're going to hold this pelvis nice and high. Pelvis stays level, arms are into the mat. You're going to take your right leg, start unweighting it a little bit, and kick towards the wall in front of you, and then back down. Good. Exhale, left kicks. Good. And then right back down. Inhale, exhale, send the hips up nice and high, and kick, down, kick, down. Good. 2 more. Exhale, hips up nice and high. Keep your front ribs engaged here. We're not sending everything up just to make the shape. I want you on, okay? Send that leg out nice and long, back in, and then left leg long, back in, hips down. 1 more. And keep that pelvis nice and level as you go to kick each leg. Good. And then send them down. Now here's a really lovely place to start incorporating some stretching. Now if you've got your band, you can use that here. Again, I like my circle for this. So just invite some length into those hamstrings and calf muscle, and just hold nice and easy. You can hold both hands, 2 hands, whatever feels good. Again, just breathe into those hamstring muscles and invite some length there. So inhale, exhale. Now, you're going to let your left hand drop towards the center of the room as you let your right arm, right leg fall away. I want you to have a nice stretch into the adductors. Now, I got limited by my little porch furniture here. But for you, you're going to find this place where this other hip's going to want to come up. Try to keep that engaged with the mat, the floor, however best you can, okay? And then exhale, belly button towards the spine. We're going to bring that circle back towards the ceiling. We switch hands because now we're going to get the outside portion of this leg. Good. And just breathe. leg comes up, switch legs. So I'm gonna throw my left foot in here. And again, just invite some length into the back of that hamstring. Whatever feels like it's gonna be a good stretch there. Temperature has dropped here in Asheville, North Carolina. It's 41 degrees when I left my house this morning. It has not warmed up much yet. Okay, so we take the left hand, left leg, and let those fall out to the side. Your right arm extends to the opposite direction. It gives you a little bit of counterbalance. Again, try to work to keep that right hip engaged with the mat. One more breath here. Exhale, belly button towards the spine. As you bring that left leg up, we switch hands. That left foot stays in that circle. And same thing. Really feel like you can get a good stretch all through the outside of that leg, up into that hip, and maybe a little bit into the low back. We'll take it. Exhale, pull that right back up. Good. And bend. And from here, we're going to come into some work with your Pilates ball. Okay, again, we've got this deflated. You can use your foam roll, your top roll, but you do want something that's just going to lift your hip and some of your tissue out of the way. From here, this is going to bridge up, and we're going to find that foam roll, deflated ball right underneath the sacrum, which is the bone that sits in between the two sides of the pelvis, okay? So from here, we inhale, we're really connected with the mat with our arms, belly buttons toward the spine, find tabletop with your legs, and just extend towards the sky, and then open and close. 2. Really work to keep the pelvis quiet here. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, we're going to go into some scissors. Drop the left leg down and then right leg down. Good. 2 and 2. 3 and 3. 4 and 4. 5, 5, 6, 6. 2 more. 7, 8, 9. Okay, now left leg goes long, right leg's right over your head. Now we're going to helicopter those legs. So you just let them kind of roll out to the side. And then now right leg goes long, left leg's up. So we scissor, scissor, and roll back in. So that's where we started. Scissor, scissor, roll around. And really play with the edges of this movement because you can get a really lovely stretch bilaterally. I love it. And out to the sides. Good. And one more. Good. And bend the knees in. And just take a little rest. Bring your feet back to the mat, bridge up, and we're going to make our way onto our sides because the other aspect of this movement is working stabilization in a sideline position, okay? So we're going to get our backs lined up with the back of our mat. That includes tailbone all the way to the base of the skull again. You've got 3 choices for arm position here. If you would like to just focus on working core and not really having to worry about the rest of you at this point, this would be good for beginners, or if you're revisiting some of these foundational exercises, we're gonna go flat down with the arm, okay? If you are feeling like, no, I want a little bit more out of this, you're gonna come up onto a propped elbow. The thing about this, I don't want you to be feeling like you're pushing your head forward. we're gonna have the hand just resting right behind the space behind the ear. So you're gonna be holding that head up nice and strong. You can have your hand in front of you for a little prop, okay? Now, your feet, your bottom leg, so I'm lying on my left side, so my left toes are in touch with the front corner of the mat, and then my heels are together, okay? So if you're here up on the propped elbow, draw that elbow towards your pelvis. You're in your little kickstand here. Now, if you're feeling like you want even more out of it, find the advanced practitioner mode, and that's both hands behind the head. I'm gonna start here just so I can kind of be able to breathe and speak through this, okay? You're gonna take your top leg, your right leg, and just lift long towards the ceiling and then back down. 2, pelvis stays quiet, belly button's drawn towards the spine. Everything is on. 6, 7, and 8. Good. All right, little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now check yourself. Is your chin back? Belly button drawn towards the spine? If that's it, great. If not, fix it, and we're gonna move on. You're gonna take that top leg. It raises as high as that hip joint, so your foot stays in line with your sharp, pokey hip bone here, okay? We sweep a flexed foot forward, point and sweep it past the plane of the body. Flex, and back behind. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Keep that leg long behind you. We're going right into bicycle. You're gonna pick your paddle up, bring that bent knee forward, extend, and come right back behind you. Pick it up, and 2, pick it up, forward, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. Make sure that leg stays long. Now from here, keep that leg long. You bring it, sweep it forward, bend that knee, bring that bent knee back behind the plane of the body, and then extend the leg, okay? Forward, bend, and long, and bend, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, extend, bend, and pull it back behind you. 7, last one, and 8. Good. Bring both legs back down to the mat. We're gonna come lying on our fronts. Stack your hands. And so you're just gonna rest your forehead right on your hands. From here, press your pubic bone into the mat. You're gonna let your legs go long towards the wall behind you. Really activate them so that the knees are hovering just over. We're gonna do some heel beats here. So open your legs apart and bring the heels together for 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, for you guys, you're just gonna roll onto your right side. I am going to get up and switch, okay? So we're gonna have our right sides of our trunk lined up with the back of the mat. Again, do whatever you had your arm position in for the last side, okay? Want to be as symmetrical as possible moving through these, okay? Everything's lined up at the back of the mat. Feet are at the front corner of the mat, okay? Toes out. From here, if you need your little prop, use it, your little kickstand. Top leg goes up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Little circles, just heels touch each other barely. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, we float that top leg so that it's in line with those sharp pokey hip bones. From here, sweep that flexed foot forward. We point and sweep it past the plane of the body. Flex and sweep. 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Keep that leg long behind you. We're going to go into bicycle here, okay? So we pick up the pedal, so we sweep that front leg forward and go long. And bend and forward. Bend, forward. Mic back on here. All right, now you're going to keep that leg long behind you as we're going to reverse it. So you sweep that long leg forward, bend, take the whole bent leg back behind you, and now extend it, okay? For reverse bicycle. Forward, bend, back behind you. That's 2. Bend, back behind you, extend. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Find your way onto your belly again. Stack those hands. Again, press the pubic bone into the mat. Legs are long and strong towards the wall behind you so that your knees are lifted up off of the mat a little bit. We're going to do 8 heel beats here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Curl your toes under you so the pads are under. Pull your hands underneath your shoulders. We inhale. Exhale. Press back into just a nice long child's pose here. Take 2 deep breaths. And exhale. Come back into a quadruped position. We're going to do just a few nice deep push-ups. We want the wrists right up underneath the shoulders. We're going to find our nice connection with our mat, pushing the mat away. Throat's in the back of the neck here. The back of the neck is long. Try not to let your head hang. We lose so much of our nice core work when we let that head go, okay? So from here, inhale. Exhale, take your left leg long behind you, pads of the toes under, and then right leg back. Good. From here, little baby push-up, tight into those sides of the ribs. 2 and 3. Good. Walk your hands back all the way to your feet. Find that nice connection with all 4 points of your feet. And we inhale. And exhale, head goes heavy, even heavier. Hands to the hips. And you're going to take your elbows towards the sky as you slowly start rolling back up vertebra by vertebra. From here, you're in a nice, lovely standing position and you're ready to go about your day. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, comment, and like this video. And let us know if there's anything specifically that you'd like to see. We'd love to make that video for you. And if you have any other further questions or if you'd like to book an appointment, you can go to our link tree in our More About This Channel page and we'll be happy to take care of you. All right, I hope you enjoyed this and we'll continue to work on finding your own movement practice.